come before you as a flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress coming exercise that goes to the heart of our democracy. The limited voter registration exercise will give the opportunity to those who have become eligible to vote to place their names on the voters register. It will also allow for those replacing lost voters ID cards an opportunity to transfer your vote from where you currently have it to a new polling station. In a nutshell, I'm here to encourage you, wherever you are in Ghana or beyond, that if you do not have a voter ID card, especially if you've just turned 18, please take advantage of this exercise, which starts on September the 12th, 2023. Start making the necessary arrangements to register and get your voter's ID card. My brothers and sisters, our young people, fellow countrymen and women, it is no secret that Ghana, our beloved country, is currently grappling with a severe economic crisis. More than ever before, the lives of our people today are defined by a daily struggle to eke out a living. We're seeing our daily cost of living skyrocket, and job opportunities are becoming more difficult by the day. Our people, the youth, the elderly, drivers, market women, civil servants, security personnel, teachers, journalists, nurses, and doctors are all experiencing a sense of hopelessness on a scale never witnessed in recent memory. This dire situation calls for urgent action, and the most powerful tool at our disposal is our right to vote. President Akufo-Addo and his administration have failed to address the pressing economic challenges they have exerted on the people of our country, misapplying our precious, scarce resources and overspending on their creature comforts and largesse instead of building the critical infrastructure this country needs for job creation and development. Their promises during their campaigns have not been fulfilled, leaving the ordinary Ghanaian burdened with the consequences of their incompetence, cluelessness, and shameless arrogance. Today, some Ghanaians glorify and make excuses for corruption because the NPP has allowed it to permeate every facet of our society. This must never be accepted as the norm. It hinders progress on many fronts, denying our youth of opportunities that should have come their way if state resources were meaningfully applied. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot afford to let this dire state of affairs continue. Registering and acquiring a voter ID card to vote in the December 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections is not just a basic civic duty, it is an obligation.
Yes, I'm so mad for a beam, your name penny for better than Kunya so near dear mine come on. I am my yo, just a benkum, babuani fan, Nanny Fanso Abwa benkum, Nayena, Yakabum, na ya no creno ever prutia, na Bassade Semono, Abwama mine and Iswadi home, every payer. A year, Mira Griffiths, or say Kwame, Wahadam, or a former National Identification Authority boss. Sounds so NDC Mapa Mira Tanakonya Bunoso Anasa. He had represent the interests of the lead opposition NDC. Sounds so Anna Chairman Boateng say minim said I have to go ask his secretary though. Mira also Atanasi Chairman represented the interests of NPP. And remember when that has to do with registration exercise also reason why your ball ora Mahama tape. We'll do that connections. We also know NDC for more executives at home, so that will be tied. Now, Yahre say BD MPP Musun Kobo. The fate of Alan Chirematin what will be the impact, either positive or negative, on the MPP party ahead of the 2024 elections? Mr. Chirewajene, Facebook, my Ctv GH, and across all the social media handles. Midin the Nana Otu Darko. Penny for Mama Kwa, but Mr. Simple. Chairman. And I'm so sure as well.
I said or 2 hour bow, what they are one and one for way. King dress.
Nanga Mekacho say,
Say King
Naka no king why we your pam no Ghana
say
your friend Cheba bespoke a Ghanaian yes a guy oh suits I'm saying in Ghana in pam young guy yeah
your pam here the son no na be and wafa king's dress until you say no na we dey better
you can come see me the suits so sanka yes I'll roll with you Chairman,
Major, so now me who mean your graphics instruction. I say you dodgy.
Chairman, can answer dodgy me.
That be me
that campaign.
Me catch us for the past 2 months. Yeah, election 2 weeks will be Saturday. For the past 2 months,
okay,
I've been in my region doing the. We say it's BMW. Say we can Benz, we can do. We can be a BMW.
A BMW.
In Honda.
Musro Kennedy.
Oh, sorry, a candidate.
A candidate.
Arambwa. The dream of a pursuing it.
Yeah.
Democracy, Sani, you know. Now, no, so I've been a jazzy base, you know. Then you might say you from person with money idea. Nina, I can't hold a magana economy. Eh, we are right on Mahaman or Papa can't answer me. Sending in account Ghana, cost will never be out. Yeah, to be a man, no, so the Bia, no, Bia, or Sorano Pa. They be an take a better rise here, do now they are Fahon.
So,
so many be so Otiase.
So many D and
the politics is about 20% of the state affair. The Akani citizens in Angasan or Paya sorry, Bob Brenny and Namo baby a bit to me. Sorry, I could
exactly.
Otiase. Now you did Kakrat and you be common.
Agreed. You just competition. I say, I'm free. Mr. Griffiths and Mira. Ghana man Penindada was re-elections in 2024, and what they in Koba Tuja said was Shenkro phone crying on this limited registration exercise and all the other, exercises at Ekaho. Would you say so far process to say free time electoral commissioner shall say any wouldn't come on. Mohamed the same say party, Munko Bida, and so fall out to be ado more criticize it. Yami Adam Swa on the 12th and registration also yes any idea if you put all these things together what doing to them.
First of all say we share omanpanyin that asemo kan about 80% of the speech he emphasized say obia wo NDC ni a free national executive Copim regional executive former appointees, founding members, constituency executives, any branch executives here. Omunina, Obia, the way Bia on Yantonche. Na on fire exercise, no. Enya dia, a Dana Kuma Punoso, set from September 2nd, Nebuana. Going to wherever it went. These exercises have always been extended to wherever it will reach. No, biaye na onfa na tension na hoden ne mpaye ne bibia entire exercise na chi. No making sure say and is ni bia wedi efie du nwotwe. And now say NDC Nibia Bibinti went to me and thrown it in the previous elections. What thrown it in? Send your one register moon so said I was set NDC Nibia Tokro Bia NDC Nibia share our constituency hall or see a train of the court.
I had a general Bissau. Some were doing your man penning that I did dinkum. Petitions. It do registration, it do elections. In terms of fixing our roads, in terms of getting us good hospitals. It do registration here and say, what's the register or moon so cry? You register. And yet acquire a fast moon.
My main castle been true. Young as NDC, especially Oshe Mampenida Dajon Dramanima. The record is very clear. It's very, very clear. And he is also very slow, say, Obeshebo. I'm yet to see Obetmaka say there's a major abortion bia NDC share ya niso as opposed to what Ghanaians are experiencing today. Say Ghana economy na basa. Sebi it has become a luxury say obetimi kura atwaduane imprensa edie. So on me che no. Nkofo ho akere won ama even kura pensioner sika kura say yes bibi the haircut. So we are aware. So until all these issues the hardships that are on Ghanaians at the moment under this particular administration, it is important. Say the only way to elevate these hardships from Ghanaians, they say, Anna, say, and yet the days when you're there, you're the Kukumoti. And as I could no bet me up come December 7th, 2024. They said, would you walk Kratana? That is where the emphasis is. But having said that, I said that is 80% of the statement. There's 20% of the statement for making it is worth really looking at. Or say, or per se, or the voice. One more, any kind. Asre about to commission say. So about you deal with the state centers and Kwano about 100. And you won't trim electoral area level.
And difference never saying. Say your electoral area and now your district.
There's a big difference. In fact, there is a constitutional problem in this matter. That's number one. And number two.
And I'm sure you have to point it out.
Oh, I will point it out. Okay. I will point it out. And number two. There has been precedents, set. There is some convention at the EC, which is rooted in the constitution. Why am I saying that? Say, who register? They said, Madam J. Mensa say opeso here, or say opese or register ewo. Yamfani say, Mikroma Aguna the office or Aguna Kwano be register. The whole constituency center back. And yes, what the machines 10 or 20 or yenim. But Aguna Kwano be register. And no Kobasa nekes obi or no tifuni. Obefa motua sedeyo befa babe passe. Ofa car free bo passe aba. Your friend say we are more say wafa car free are more say ade aba aguna. One more kakra in, one more kakra be about 25 to 30 cities of Aboka.
In and out maybe 50.
Thank you. Remember another example. Remember example.
No, registered and doing so.
And no, so I next. And I saw baby ada. They are no bedi. And now, the whole constituency so about 1 center. So I require na 3 days no so. Yeah. Good. Some mass registration is in Kwana.
So say as NIA boss no, and no counting at me here.
Right. Number two, I want to cite another example, Bole Bamboy. My article I wrote, I cited Bole Bamboy in that example. Bole Bamboy constituency, the constituency center is Bole. Bole in the constituency center. Bamboy and a year, one of the remote, very far from the constituency center. Ufri Bamboy call Bole, I did 40 cities. It did
40 cities.
It did 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
Yes.
One constituency.
One constituency. One constituency back home. In fact, that's not even the worst case. In fact, when we scouted a lot of the non-urban constituencies, all of them will have a place when we are crying and out to 50 cities. But in Bamboy and Boli case, you see, I have 40 cities in, 40 cities out. Now, we have 40 cities in Boli. Now, Okona sa uni Ghana kada. If I say, we are queenie, ewo Bamboy, uni Ghana kada. Next, I was open guarantees me Numbwana. What's that? Your Munaka Canambwana. Because one is about and one for man crab, one guarantee amount. And I now so 40 cities. Thank you. Next, I say Hong Kong 120 in 120 out. one control din offer a year your friend say mama another example Afram Plains North
for 3 minutes wrap it up
Afram Plains North so there's a similar problem
okay
I know cry is about 150 something I quoted 100 cities in my article because I want it in such a way say will be intimate figure as my okay in this so now, even if it's 100 I pick the lowest you can even if it's 100 it's a problem so and the constitution under article 42 say conditions in Yamiansa. One, I was say we are Ghana. Two, I was say what you edaho. Three, I was say what if you do what tree, and as what the abro if you do country. One cassage is a one who casika. There is no money aspect to your eligibility to register. Now, if as easy, or restricted registration to district capitals, what that means is that Obia or not fully no only 30 cities want to matron di wagona. Obia or boy only 80 cities want to matron di wabole. Obia nipa akuya for sign carpenter for sign bade. Oma ko bade om di 20 cities a day. Ono betia 4 days bade so the go chodi din. Abede what means sir? Let's just say udi sikasema ba beshem. So and if we go back, if you allow me some time, let's look at how her predecessors did it.
Okay, so if you also do not mind, in your second term, maybe you can enter where or how the predecessors did it.
Okay.
Now and also make an initial comment.
Okay, no problem.
Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Ura didn't come up with brain. Send your smiley DM said to us. Of course. Oh, how especially with the last one, again decentralizing.
Yeah, I agree because somehow registration, the citizens' right. They are not main pay. I mean, charity for. Maybe I didn't start tea. That's right. That's right. I'm always the fan of from the creation. Nobody has started. Into baby, I do the fact that Edison for Hennikas and Mintina. I agree. I mean, as a citizen, Tembiano, my share. I would say number one, dreaming. The citizens in who first before any political talks or any political show in that note I think here can say easy so wait me decentralize as previously said at least say your own geographical map now show constituencies now. So budget crown and so on. You can't say ABA koye electoral area by electoral area. There are some electoral areas that are very close. There are some regions and districts are oh yeah, Obi challenge you.
Yes.
So court is a constituency. You can tell me I can say ABA.
New job in South.
New job in North.
New job in North.
Wait to catch say easy. Catch and say okay. Constituency remember 2 centers I'll be fine because there are some towns population in the doors but we are close. Greater Accra, there are some areas I'll be to catch and say so Greater Accra offer Ablikuma constituency now so one center. We all agree population in the doors but they can maneuver and then make sure say registration exercise.
One center no say ni papa koba pay so we've had experience with NIA
and that is another way I say we say timeline say so what I say
okay
main problem kakra me war and say for the last 3 years only registration into nipa 18 from now to 3 years population adults until you have to put that one into one of your considerations said you can see nipa that is what I'm adding up to that is a population do say idea afibia so what me here and as you can say continuous registration say you to abawie in the year 2020 elections from now that time till now say registration akoswa easy so between I catch and say office aye into that note and I agree to almost na ebi omunya say the citizens in movement now I na the hard drink cry and say e basa na young politicians na say ya ji agro na fa.
Yeah.
So Otia say Ohabeka say yenkwa na stakeholders. But the main stakeholders are the citizens because the citizens rise to vote.
But maybe they don't have a mouthpiece.
No, what is
politician, journalist?
What is the mouth? The mouthpiece should be the NCA, the National Communication Idea.
NCC, National Commission on Civic Education.
Yes.
But what but they are under resource. No, the catch say they are under fund.
You have to be a serious advocate.
I have.
And two, woman that so we engage more. And because of our political interest. And then I agree. Me say, and we need resources. For them, it is their prerogative and to push that particular agenda. Say, whatever the government have a budget or you don't have the budget, sorry. Now, yes, advocacy now. And yet, politicians. So,
but beyond normal MPP and NDC, we are very nationalistic. On this very score, do you think your government has dealt with NCC well? Do you think so?
The budget to me to be. As my Kusami, the budget to me to agency. No.
Almost I just go.
Now crowd the crowd in the west. And can be. Me. Baby, that is where my problem is.
Okay.
Institutions now, you are setting up in Otu. The papa and penny for the framers of constitution. I set here, you say, Obiana no more betu. You knew say, Bedu and a young menu rag graphics a juma. They are the gym na be de dinner, Mekwana men con one be did or crown in Tima Pamwa free honey, that kind of thing. Huh? So they can say NCCA no. Omo juma wo se omo ye ne say yes dum ribi say ya. Woman na se omo tu ho na mo man Ghana fo no hu say it is your right to make sure so betumi register. Na wato ba. Enye politician na tie akire e ba be show kutupan ama osika se fa ko fa ka. Enye na juma. And in other jurisdictions I don't see where some politicians comes in with the registration.
I agree.
It is a yes,
institution is largely in charge. That is the point he's making.
I was saying my institutions in your mom who the baby like in only but it is true. The government must resource that institution at all time. Say no na advocacy no hono mo and komo aye be ba be di wa ha no and no dey nyina be tia no kra ba wo betumi say collaborations bi be wo between the NCC and the EC to make sure say ye yakoye adwuma na mamo ye hwa anamo e betumi suni mu atu anie say otiase.
Yes.
Me all the time say my institutions should adwuma EC say most of their consultation and second district no ebe mu bi. Most of the districts must come in and make sure say listen the geographical area graphics can or has to say so offer abia one constituency people wapa I agree it is at the end say no mudi nkomo na sa district ha no every district must present their proposal to their head on the regional office and their head office. You can't do it the same thing the same wholesale
because your constituency dynamics.
Exactly. What mean can you name any nasa? Oba New Job in North and South. New Job in North, South. Over to Agacha say New Job is probably to obey your district office. Because the longest that they can go is Nyamikrum. And no, at least so far free Nyamikrum, Abba, Koforidea, district office over the registration. Say net traffic in a year, it shouldn't take him more than 20 minutes.
I didn't see that no polling stations. And then restricted electoral commission. Polling stations.
It will not cost you more than 5 cities.
Chairman.
Yes,
Chairman. And then a restricted electoral commission. So they be polling stations rather than a person district level.
No, you also have to listen to their argument. Me say that to your argument, but if they are also under resource, okay. For me, the hamika cran say omajuma to ache. Otherwise, registration should be always continue. It should be every day.
Huge backlog, actually.
Say every day, I support them 100% because every day will be 18. And I'm every day will be the 18. So if we are educate our youth, our children, so udi 18, this is your right.
That's right.
And sana obebi cry betting my class be sana back to driver's license no. So voter registration first can be one of the means of idea obetumi the abejo driver's license. So na ebia wo because sa ID now sana obenya no. ID na sa ID na pani benya no. Or no ebenya no ebia the national identification card first. Through that or the according to voters registration card. And in that instances no enya dia o catch so do okojen driver's license on show 2 IDs obenya problem. So these are all this education we should be able to do it and let the citizens to say they are right rather than say politician be a radio so no about press conference the youth must go and register now we register near to a bar because no. I don't think we are serving the purpose of the state because all these dynamics have been laid out for the citizens to follow. And know that I say to me, so that we can stay away from the politics of every day. Into that Columbia Sorano Pa and Columbia College, university near there, Umushi or be your politics because a milk crown yadane politics. I don't think it will help the state. For me, I know they make me account honor. But number 2, I say the kofa you see idea be say mu kese aye enkomo Rajon Mahama kudi all about the how the youth must get involved with this exercise yeah di hunkomo. But who your leader not all the time your main preoccupation say ubenya to me now what be say to me no nya idea na ade be how hope are you giving to them?
For 3 minutes, wrap it up, man.
What you say? Hope ben pa na o youth. Sabi onye ora graphics te ha no ma. Or you ready so pe akonya bia di to ba can nsem ma hope ye nim hope or you try and tested. But you have been trying and tested.
Okay.
It is a obe customer say youth. Now one the same person. I don't know. I don't want to use some words to describe him say bia he act on impulse. But when they had any speck of movement, nobody should go and register because you see being disingenuous, you see, and kind of correct, you can't trust them. One person. A do time I was desperate for power. Now who say and now hear any pamoma to Obama. Oh, he's more than desperate than ordinary Ghanaian or comedian.
Oh,
I'm telling you, the way the man. So say, I'm saying Jama we Johnny Bibia to flash Jubilee House. Na obias in the coin. And to train all ye nyina say or be make sure says and to call the flash the house.
Wow.
We don't run the nation like that. That is why I make a choice say that desperation. It always let you push yourself to say things as it's okay. Unfortunately, I can judiciary but I can box it together. And nothing I make a ambition. When you are desperate, it's the first time in the history of this country. So when you're presidential candidate to say my co-assemble lawyers who are sympathizers for my political party. Since increment may be see that Mengasa lawyers in your
but in fact on his judiciary comment me myself I disagree with his position.
Me come answer yes sir we dey say me well my me also 3 minutes see for now say you be Mati
one half grade no
Mati enye
we
uja
ya can demand the first time in the history for 67 years independent. So a leader who wants to lead the nation to assemble lawyers. These lawyers are sympathizers. Now when more me conscientize me. More na me best set tribunal. It's a coup. Or don't be set tribunal. Huh? And that tribunal more na be this because you neutralize it. The words are not different from when Rollins at the prison, huh? let the blood flow. Indirect way of democracy. I am going to set up a tribunal. And as a tribunal, no, me, or John Mahama, me na meditate where to send a citizen for prosecution.
Okay, sir.
Analyze the words very well.
Are you? No, he made an explicit statement.
I'm saying time.
You are making implied commentary. And I'm just saying, okay, sir. And I watch Junior with the interpreting.
I love the word that commentary. I love the word commentary. Someone who I know sometimes in the sports, but the commentators, what the commentary that they give to fit the puzzle, what the player intend to do on the field, and I'm a boy. So that is it.
That's sometimes we say, "Hey, you go!" Oh no, I hate it back.
Because
at that point, what do we believe?
Because the actions and or can't say, "Hey, you go!" No, you jump.
Thinking say you go.
Obi o ha no TV or tear radio.
Yes.
It your car say you go no, I know was sorry because of where his heart is.
Yeah.
So what the man is doing, it tells you and it gives you a clear indication. Say, media may set a different para from what we have laid down in the state, the procedure. You demand that, but then referee and say, "Sabi Mira, I know too." Here we are saying, so boy judges is the next line in our life.
Okay.
So if you can bastardize them, say, and your first time and your second time, the man or yet to be and he get away with it. But this time we have to let him know. Say, listen. So ubedi wakunyako, oba appointee bi, oko judiciary nenguye. Yankasa be a perfect, but you find means how the can wasem.
Okay. So this is what we do. There was another major discussion in MPP. So respectfully, you do 2 minutes for me.
Hey, 2 minutes, sir.
Okay, so 3 minutes should be enough. Let's agree. 3 minutes should be enough. But Mr. Agreement, you start with MPP.
You see, the national agenda,
first of all, let me say, sir, it is not out of line, sir. President Mahama Beshia, NDC lawyers, the committee of NDC lawyers. It has always been part of our structure.
Nobody said this wrong.
We have done that in the past several times. And his comment to reform the judiciary, it is also not out of place. In fact, as I speak to you now, Joe Biden has put out a blueprint to reform the judiciary in the US because he thinks there's an offset of balance. Because
did Joe Biden say the Democrats
he never said that, and John Mahama also said that.
So if a president says,
if Mahama said that,
if a president says,
he never said that.
If Mahama had said,
he never said
he will reform judiciary.
That is what he said.
We don't have
a problem with the categorical statement. Say, NDC lawyers don't come balance the MPP bench, and you are here defending it because we NDC.
He didn't say
what did he say? We all listen. What did he say?
What he says is that he will reform the appeal court judges. 1 more year saying 41. 31 of them are appointed by President. Supreme Court judges are about 11 of them are appointed by him. So I
15.
I don't know the exact
number. Supreme Court judges 15.
It tells you that there's a problem. It is good for our democracy. Say within these structures, because whether you like it or not. In any advanced democracy, Ghana, our democracy is not a small democracy. I mean, until recently, some of these violence here, so in any advanced democracy, take the United States, for example.
No, address the issue.
What's the US that? Until BBM uses an example. Joe Biden said. Joe Biden used the example, say, friends, the offset of the balance of between the right and the left. He's reforming the judiciary, so it's not out of place. Say, John Mahama Bekansa. So reforms in the judiciary.
And
make sure that so that is what he said. But let me just
but before you move on, your person also said if former President Mahama can reform, sir, Uncle Otu Darko will not disagree because yes, we need reforms.
Yes,
but to say the NDC
and it is also in line
Mr. Griffiths, one Apiahene or a known MPP member or electoral commission. You spoke vehemently against it. So why is that one wrong and this one right?
No, he's not saying so about appointing NDC for. He never said that.
No,
he never said that.
I didn't make that statement.
You see, people, he didn't make that statement either.
Please, do you have Joe Mohammed to help us out?
Theo, but let me also do this. Theo, Kandapaso said the same thing. National security minister, because it has national security implications. The judgments are tilted towards one side. Some of the cases in the judgments that come out. But me friends say we give me shade that into make us why we are into my careful. So some of them you think that it was very clear, but in my opinion, it is clear, commonsensically. But they disagree and put it in another. So it is a year American and once them say, "Will be better Sika." Registration. It is very clearly offending Article 42 of the Constitution. But take it there and see what will happen. You never know. So let us let that aspect lie. He says he will reform the judiciary. And the definition of a reform no happen. I'm just telling you, say don't define reform to me. And this is for number 2. I am glad to say all kinds some of these things we shouldn't politicize them. Registration, it's a national exercise. I agree. But don't forget that everywhere in this world, every serious political party has seriously taken a friend's registration to vote. On one hand, Hillary Clinton lost because the Republicans, they said they were bringing in voters that have never been registered, a certain number of voters, that, especially in the so-called the blue firewall. And true, they flipped some of those blue firewalls, and that's how Trump won. I have played a role in registering for Democrats in the U.S. in the state of New Jersey. Door to door to find out. Say, register, go and register. We volunteer to do that. So, and it is not out of place to say a leader of a political party. Rebecca said, let's not make it look as if it's strange. What he's saying is that because of the harsh conditions that we are in now, so you don't have a say in changing the government, and therefore, vote to go and register. Let us say at come 7 December 2024.
Mr. Griffiths, you're confusing all of us. Do you know why? On one breath, one person Ghana for Edwin say, say, Ura Mahama Ka say, Ubianko register. Right. And we are against it. We never said that. What me as a journalist, Mr. Griffiths, I'm against it, and say, just a minute. Ura Piahini, you appointing, or you know an MPP member, or shall electoral commission, Otu Darko say.
Judiciary Assembly.
No, but that was the connection, Anna.
It wasn't the connection. As more can say, these are things that the citizens should be bothered about. And you're leader of a political party in America.
I'm getting you.
And no response.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's fine.
Money. Continuous registration. It doesn't take away the cost. It doesn't. Look, let me give you an example.
Did we say we will not pay?
Let me give you an example. In 2010, 2009, thereabout, Dankwa Institute, say biometric young people cover by you. Man cover by through Dankwa Institute. So they were going to promote the use of biometric in our elections. I was at NI at that time. We went to go and present. I don't know which part of the presentation the MPP saw. Omodwini say yes, a beton card. It became a big issue in the country. Say, Adi Akufo a free no. One see a beton 10 CDs. Okay. And it is offending Article 42 of the Constitution. Say, will be only 10 CDs beton and I card no. Okay, say NI can register to about what you mean and control reading. If you remember that, if a political party was against 10 CDs, why is that political party not speaking now? Obi betria 80 CDs and so wakotroni. Was here any continuous registration? Near continuous registration, your time you cars can be free. We don't have any time a car is free.
Any free at
MMC.
So are you expecting other?
Democracy is not a reserve of the rich. See, you make that argument, Chairman. It's a wrong argument to make.
No. Because
I understand the point that.
What is he trying to say?
That is why I say Mundi decentralize it at the person's
no.
Exactly.
Tell me, he was making references to US. Okay. On time where there was centralization of registration.
Let me give you an example. ID card now will come with the US. Everybody has an ID card. There's nobody in the US
ID card that does not have an ID card. They all go and apply and get it. On come baby, centralization. On come
to you. But what be our question?
Give me one county. I'll bet you catch me say, county way. State here, Timmy. Yeah, all the counties mean you're decentralizing registration exercise.
So that's fine, Mr. Griffith.
I have participated in the US electoral process. Say, yeah, Baba, Tua, baby, woman may a form to you. And no cry, the womb free fear cry. Open cry, over show, push your pajamas.
I'll give you that. Let's go, Mr. Griffith.
Fill it form to register. Now the way you can, because your database is so, what fill in our mail.
Okay.
You just put it in the mail. And it's even pre-stamped. I just won't try one city crown out their mail as I don't know. And on Nanchano, yes, I saw better. Yes, they send you a mail-in ballot.
The mailing ballot was instituted just promptly with the covered by
it was extended.
How many of them? It was just give that priority to the military where you were joined. Where are you trying? Ghana said the Ghana mailing ballot. What you say?
I am not saying Ghana we should do a mailing ballot. I am not saying that.
The education that
we have issues with our system.
This is my time. If that's the case, they are facing on
it is inconsistent. It is inconsistent with the position of the MPP. Let's go historically. How these
and you must do this in 2 minutes, please.
2 minutes, no problem. Dr. African area registration 24th March to 5th of May. Or you saw 6,000 centers. The targeted population of was Alaska service 14 million.
Okay.
Or you know registered 13,724,000, which represents 98%.
Okay.
Same Dr. Frajan, your limited registration. Or you saw 6,000 centers. Targeted population.
That's with years.
That was 2014.
Okay.
From August 4th to August 13th.
Okay.
Or to me, hit 857,000. On your 85% coverage. Dr. Charlotte say all the registrations that have happened under the biometric regime. And also, no, or your limited registration before the 2016 election from April 28th to May 8th. Or you saw 6,000 centers.
Okay.
They targeted or you free statistical service 1.2. Or register 1,068,000. Jane Mensankwa, if you remember, the limited registration that he said she was going to do before the splitting of the regions, Okaya, which will affect only 47 districts. He set for herself a low target. Service, so we complained of 100,000. Oh, you should 47 centers. What he says, she says she will do now. And no, only district centers. Even her low target of 100,000, she was only able to register 47,811, which is 47% of her own low target. Now why you can say nka won nante na wo hwe ase a wo sesa nante e boa na. Enti no why in God's name do you think say as ye no why ya anko yi ama wo no the same thing now the chinching chawo so be. Not just say you are expecting say you know there still will be low coverage. Who is gaining for the low coverage? Who is gaining? What is the objective, sir? About to come, sir. What is the objective?
The statistics. So
it's not like she's saving cost. In my conclusion,
yes,
it's not like she's saving cost. People say, "Oh, save cost." Oh, yeah, wait. No, she's not. Sir, okay, sir. My last way, my okay, sir. Aguna. What the district your friends say about to come, sir? Appointees 3. Ebeko funfun da ban akoye registration. Now registration for 300. What your transportation no miensa, nipa miensa. Now what you are saying is that nipa 300 na ka wo ko register omo. Wo me nyina fa kam na gona. Until you are rather shifting the cost to carpenter, to labor, all these people who don't even have the needs.
If we are all doing this argument, I mean, just on the conclusion now, before I will come to the.
And the MPP didn't so
don't worry. The relevance,
before that, from people, so follow a UP time,
the conclusion say Jemensa data or you has to see apart from what she has proposed say she must change the style and then the sentence no. The same people the last limited registration demonstration Ora Mahama can do about the EC after the exercise I didn't end this for Okrumba. Omaganda says the most successful limited registration. The last one. Then I know Yeti Kromha or for some person was your chairman. When a name some after the exercise, they say is the most successful. Why? Because data or the babontia or mobile catcher and say, on to me register and what to me register brosa. So it was most successful. It's based upon that. I don't see where there be an argument in the FIBA. Currently, what she has proposed is what we are all disagree. Say, only changing the style of it. Number 2, overcome USA, mailing system. Mailing their bro. The question is that what is the basis of their bro? Because once you priority, no, number 1, you have to register. You register with your driver's license until you acquire 18 years. Okay, the first driver's license, that is the place the baby will say, Maza, what political party do you want to register? And no, you have to say, do you want to register to vote?
Okay. In
that particular place. It's who you do driver's license and you register with that. Okay. They have your data. Because I driver's license, the man called free ana. Because I driver's license center, and decentralizing ana. So who need the technology? Who need what it takes to do it? Don't compare. Because the fact that your mailings are by lot people and bro, you know address. They have data
system problematic.
Data system no. Data system no. The driver's license mirror. You bisau or your organ donation. Say organ no cry no. Obe donate and I say the word beko. During the registration,
organ donation,
he knows it. It's told to be a driver's license. So the data that they pick from you, it goes to the conclusion. Say, you will be behaving. What you say? Because driver's license, you pay. Oh, that be me. Chen. What time are you? I don't make us an Abekanwi. Why don't you even say at the time I catch say your national identification card, we can have all this information. Until at the end of the day, say Otu Darko software, fire voter register, register because your NIA card already have every basic of information about you. So we are technologists. Don't sit here assuming say to our catching for say the mailing system. That's sorry, and who say address your ABC. No, they have computerized you from day one. Your social security number is in it. Your number 1 identification. It enti baby e begina bia na kita ya true driver's license a wo ye mu bibia enti amamu educating Ghanaians e ma ye nya ye ho say as ye do baby a the system no can give us all this priority, which is not true.
Okay.
Eti no any messenger ye o the 1 minute ye dey asem we waka wo dey nyina 1 minute now dey
about 10 minutes, but the 10 minutes in so.
Yeah, oh,
I want us to do MPP.
Oh, now wakasa
1 minute. So it's me out time no. Now the 1 minute I cannot think.
Now the was man 10 minutes for 5 now me for 5. What when this for you man? Oh, you for 10 na be sorry. No, so no home issue. Fatwa mama. Alan there, fatwa mama. We Alan to go with this. Obeka me new 1 minute. Now no the
me just mama 4 minutes.
Eh 5, yeah 10 5.
Say me mefa 2.
Obefa 1. Okay.
Say na tell me one.
Oh dear. Ade no. Enkomo ayi di ofie ha. MPP election ayeko media the data person may spend too much time crowd o can be boapa catch say sabi enipa na or your individual and wa krakra na ho odin mu and we decide so eku bi mu dream bi am person me pursue wa pursue that dream from 96 every by this time wa kodu pempensu bi a won say eku na me ko no emo ame enti agro no me free
based on certain reasons.
Thank you.
The reasons now society and now won't that certain reasons. Sabi, he says a serious politician. Okay? Yembisa say people withdrew from elections based upon this reason. I don't know what kind of them. You have no right to indict the reason also get free.
That's right.
Me challenge you on that. But if I also indicting the letter or Troya, make someone something.
No, so
but for me
now is skewed towards one political candidate, and I think Sebi Mijiti, but Obeka and the build up to the I forgot the very day elections number year, the referee date. About 9 candidates can say almost centralized elections, and it became obvious say a year BMW camp say yeah centralized in the end no kratado do 9 in natural krano. Executive committee afanya ju na ene ka no when agent northeast ya bonu ni ade one who do decide of an former assembly member mani dwane ni ade so these are issues and
okoya elections you have 16 regions and you have one region where you have a lot of malfeasance little challenge say or share the incident that happened.
You call that little, send your book, a little.
Oh, now that instance is in the crowd. Me, I can say we can find people for him. Ask me why. Because we set up a place to say, okay, yeah, elections. And we for security. And I'm a boy. Security now, we say, yeah, nipa, we can argue. It in that instance will be a argument. They end up scaffold themselves. When they handle that matter, it's a police matter. So whoever they're supposed to charge as an assault, you charge the person, you prosecute the case. What has that got to do with the party? What has that got to do? Let's be realistic.
I said the violence is alien to MP.
No. Who said that?
Alan, I said near question on your son and what's your partner?
You see, and I'm saying me, or you mean your penny. And to Kobe or Honoma, or kickboxing, what kickboxing?
Oh, power.
Kickboxing is the game of politics of the day. It's the ground. So from 96 up to now, and I want to grow the reason why I started kickboxing is a kickboxing. Baby, I don't see try moja free hoban or honest than you pania. Baby, I boy your pan or empire. Also, on open so on the reason of society, you know. Or withdraw, but he has to find a basis to get out of the race. Masa, me for 16 years, the brain of MPP in Eastern Region, apart from being the chairman for 16 years, the creation of Buzi Adankwa for 32 years. When they were establishing it, I was 21 years.
Okay.
What do I say? So that I'm now one of the smart students at Nankama University.
That's right.
What do I say? For 32 years being in this game, politics, yenya de dada ba o
e didn't no resign
TM the American me say politics yenya de dada ba
you are not answering my question
e didn't no withdraw na de ni interview
let me say now okay
oh no the statement about
the burden of proof is on the one that alleges you are just alleging there's a more hidden reason oh say also there's a more hidden reason to resign and make am say dey so you should tell us
it mama make trust na make trust
so
na make trust the game is on the ground. If the ground is not felt out for you, politics a process. Debi America say yes akasa na John Mahama na nkrofo gira radio su kan. A process. So they want that we start the process. All the time. Alan knows very well say ground enyaman.
Okay. But
ground enyaman.
Oh
jama me land na yen land. Na say ke ho na say nyam gas tam be ko ho na wa ko 10 minutes say fa.
Manifest na brem.
Ma me land yi land this up ga nti na nko yi no. The woman say on one side they want to start the game. First of all, you ask yourself, where is my constituencies?
Okay.
Where is their constituencies? Where is their strength?
Are they delegates?
Of course, that is number one. Number two, don't just jump up and say, oh, could be say yes, kill be towards a year. Over decentralizing into
Chairman, thank you.
I'm say our comment on the assertion say we taught the limited
for 1 minute here
last one
3 minutes
about limited registration time we praised it, we did not do that.
Okay.
You see by limited registration
that time now go US
me wa haya
and there are some
pacho dem mami kama
let your no respectfully no so I'm here I know the issues so don't allow him let him make his point let him make his point.
And also politicians also around market
limited registration from the 17th of June 2019
yes
to the 7th of July 2019 and we are limited registration all bashas you know no see obey you 250 centers across the nation. We had the press conference on the matter. First of all obey you your friend VMS system and no the online system
I don't know why you are spending your energy in this.
Registration.
I can manage to praise you.
I know mpacho. And you can say 1 250 no and your how be or my team class here no 2 VMS system no ya anya say ye de be here
in the problem mathematics he wants to just they always want to make sure say
your friend say afraid one for projected registrants is bia battle commission bia kwaya okwa statistical service no akwaje was about registered nipa 300,000 what's limited registration was it 300,000 and over register maybe so and you say hey but chairman why now say limited registration
Mr. Oda allow
if I have to talk about 2020 no registration process
mummy chairman mami
I say wabaye 300,000 people you can't say that so we wrote to statistical service. Statistical service gave us a number of 1.7 million registrable population. When we told them, they raised it to 500,000. And 2 days into the registration, they came up. No. They also a president and American was. I said 2 days into the registration. 2 days into the registration, no, I started changing to 700,000. Wow. So, at the end of the day, we've based on our advocacy, they added 1,700 registration centers. Until it became 1,950.
So the we make Ireland there.
And one more they call all over the country. Equity registration. They register 1.2 million people.
Okay.
When we started shortage of materials, we see, hey, there was no shortage. If you targeted 300,000 and registered 1.2 million, unless
Are you not confused? Because your data.
Oh, let me speak. So
I think I'm sorry.
And you know, remember last one. At the end of the day, they said that the PR campaign is what made them register 1.2 instead of their target. Can PR campaign make somebody 10?
So it's a good thing.
It can never make anybody.
So let's end with the question of Mr.
Performance, and now he's taking our country on a boss.
Or Sanso NDC ni mapa ote chairman Enka Eastern Region MPP there is in stress of our boy Juma pa Mira egusu boy Juma MPP Otu Darko me sorry so ahene wa kasebo ahen oba na tikoso obi ani ba betran ko so de yawie because he said known to the boy be sraw form your opinions and join the conversation on Facebook and across all the other social media platforms. I remain the voice for the voiceless. Call me the gatekeeper of the nation. After the break, or you know why, so don't stay on.